Hey there, Derek here from Pacific Coast Auto. Looking at this Toyota Century. Has been a while since we've shot a Century. This one here is from 1996. It's the 4-liter V8 version of the Century. Has just 20,000 kilometers on it. Very nice low mileage. Faded paint and faded interiors are the biggest problems on this one. I'll give you a little engine rev here. Has a very old school engine sound to it. And the reason why is because this engine is a 1960s engine. They kept it until the V12. Of course, they did add some things to it here and there, some little modifications, but the basis of this engine comes from the original Century in the 60s. So this is a Hemi head 4-liter V8 with distributor. Single inlet there with a AFM and lots and lots of vacuum hoses everywhere. Vacuum controlled everything. The engine, of course, it's going to run well. These are reliable engines. Look at that lamp there. Kind of an old school style, isn't it? Coolant and oil both look okay, but probably not a bad idea to get those changed. Shut it down. Hood dampers don't work. And fender mirrors, and they're actually big fender mirrors. You want to get this car with the fender mirrors, honestly. Has such a Japanese look when it has those. And by the way, that's not leaking anything, it's just AC. It's a humid day, so the water that gets condensed will leak onto the floor. That's super normal. Battery was dead when it came in. I had to jump start it, left it running for about half an hour. And the battery seems to accept the charge. And so, no problem. Like if I turned it off now, I can turn it back on again. No problem. You got 4 keys with it. Take a look. One of them says Century on both sides. All of the other ones have the Phoenix on them. And of course, no power unlock for the doors or anything. It's all mechanical. I'm going to be shooting this at the same time as Jacob is shooting his. So if he's looking hot in his vest, then that's why.
Yeah, the people want to see it. Here they are.
I want to see it too. And I'll just go over the auction inspection sheet. By the way, original tires from the car is 1996. Because of that, you've got pretty bad cracking in there. So they're not safe tires to use anymore, but very cool that they are the original tires. 珍しいでしょ?
昔ね、私たちが若い頃。
そうですか?
Want to see us having fun in Japan? Go check out our new channel. Link in the description.
So the lady's saying that she used to drive one of these 20 years ago. Okay, so auction grade 3.5, interior C, exterior C. That's a little bit of your Japanese flavor there. Have 70-year-old come up and talk about your Century. So 20,946 kilometers, automatic transmission AC, and this was a dealer trade-in. Windshield cracked. Right here it is. So that's about what you can expect from windshield crack most of the time, in case you see that on other auction sheets. And then interior dirty and wear, power window, and air suspension doesn't work. Air suspension appears to work fine. I didn't see any issues with it. I drove it. It's not sagging. I don't think that there's a lamp on for the air suspension either. This looks pretty normal to me. Maybe the rear is a little low. Maybe. But the rear usually tucks like that anyway because the fender on the rear is different shape. Sorry, am I getting in the way, Jacob?
No, I want to do my talking video, but I don't really want to be talking over you.
Interior wear, dirty, aftermarket trunk damper. Interior seat has been color faded. I've already got pictures of everything, eh?
Oh, just not side panels.
No, I'm sorry. It's just the videos. Oh. And don't worry about talking over me. I've got a microphone, so mine will be pretty direct. A pin-on microphone. I know you don't. Sorry. I'll talk a little bit quieter. Wheel scratched, various scratches, dents, shallow scratches, and paint fade. So paint fade, windshield rock chip. Repainted section. The body's actually really good aside from the fade, and it's pretty much on every panel.
It's some tires for you now on your Century.
We usually do this with one person, but we had a little extra time. And so he's going to come and help me with a couple of the videos, and then we got to go pick up a broken car from the shop, and that requires 2 people. So it only fits well if we do these together, hence why you get double team. But you're lucky because you get to have Jacob in the video. You normally don't get to see him. You get to hear him only. Okay, so the gray paint, apparently it's original gray paint on this one. It kind of looks a little bit brownish to me, but don't take my word for it because I am not even joking. I'm colorblind and I don't really see colors the same way that most people do. So if it is gray, then it's a dark gray. And you can probably get the paint code off of the auction sheet. It's on there. There's a little bit of rust down here at the bottom. This is a cool Phoenix here. And the Century logo here. You can see the hood. Lots of fade on it. Windshield wipers need new blades. Just a little bit of the chrome here has some kind of fade marks on it. Grille in good condition. Headlights in good condition. Headlight surrounds good. And little lights there and lights here to make sure that you look stately. Side panels looking good. I'm just going to quickly go up them because Jacob's spending all of his time doing that. And gotta love these Centuries having the giant rear door and the smaller front door. It's not the only car that has that, but it does stand out. When you open these rear doors, it feels like it's so much easier to get in. That's what the car was made for, right? Look how big that is, and it's not a big step in. Lots and lots of room on the interior. We'll come back to the interior. Actually, no, we will do the interior right now. These are power curtains, apparently. You press the button and they open and close. Or is that these ones? I know the back ones are. I don't think these ones are. And yes, you get lots of power windows. Unfortunately, a few of them don't work. So this is a power window. This is a power window. This is a power window. And this is a power window. I'm going to go inside the car now and talk about some of the stuff inside, okay?
Okay, yeah, I'll be 5 minutes to my time.
All right. So here we have refreshing seat. So there's seat heater as well as vibrator on there for the seats and cigarette lighter in there. Cool steps here, and let's just head in and let Jacob do his thing. Okay, so TV here with VHS. Yes, in 1996, that's what you wanted in your car. It wasn't until like the 2000s that DVDs became kind of popular. And then it's made by Panasonic, both the TV and the VHS. It appears to be in fine condition. Okay, it would be very cool to watch a movie inside here. Here, of course, power windows, seat heaters, and up here, different vibrations. And yes, you can set the frequency of your vibrations. And you have 2 different lights here. You can set them on separately depending on whether you want something for your reading or want something more for you to be lit up. Like maybe you're talking with somebody here in the back and you want to have a conversation with them. This one here is the power buttons for the seats. I didn't test these with the battery not being fully charged. I don't want to play around with too much of the electronics because I want that battery to charge. Flip this down and you have one of my all-time favorite options for the cells here, the voice recorder. So this is for businessmen to record onto a tape to later be transcribed onto a computer for like once they got back to the office. It was kind of a thing back then in the business world. There were people's jobs to transcribe from audio into text on a typewriter and then later a computer. Microphone here for that. There's a plug-in here for headset if you want to listen to a tape or something, as well as CD controls, radio controls, AC controls, and air purifier controls, fan speed, plenty of stuff in here. Pretty cool. And of course, this seat that I'm sitting in would be the master seat for whoever is being driven around in this, because the driver, of course, needs the seat in whatever is the suitable position for the driver, whereas the passenger usually wants a little bit more legroom, so you can move the seat all the way up if you wanted. Usually there's controls here, but I believe the controls are now somewhere else. Maybe they were in there. Oh no, they're up here. So yeah, you press these to move them. You want some legroom? This opens and you can put your feet through and stretch out if you want. This is a Century special. They also had them on some Crowns, but they weren't very common. On the Century, I think it's on all of them. Very cool and unique, and one of the kind of the the main points of the car. Not the main points, but one of the special points of the car. Very 1960s looking. They wanted to keep these cars looking very traditional, very of the era, I suppose. Even when they had cool things like vibrating and heating seats inside. So the two mixed together was a very cool thing for any of the wealthy people, like that lady that just walked by. She had one 20 years ago. She would have had one of these generations, most likely. And that's funny to think. Now going into the front, and we'll just pop the trunk at the same time, because we'll go back there, see? Okay, leather steering wheel in excellent condition. The interior is all in good condition, but fade everywhere. And in some cases, like here, the fade is pretty drastic. I don't know what can be done about the fade, especially the passenger seat. It looks like some documents were on it. And they have sun faded, except for where the documents were concealing it. This is probably underneath here is much better. Yeah. There might be a way to dye these seats back into a uniform color, but it's beyond my understanding, unfortunately. Faded interiors are not something I know a lot about. So you don't have any floor mats. I don't know if these cars maybe just didn't come with floor mats because the regular carpeting is so plush. Could be the thing. But do the rears have them? No, rears have provisions for carpets, but no floor mats. Telephone. And it has a telephone antenna on the back, so it actually was used. Place for things. Transmission shifts nice and smooth. You have really great sounding audio. This one here is very cool. You can set how many passengers there are, either the driver, one passenger in the rear, two passengers in the rear, or four people. And it will set the audio to have slightly different delays per speaker, so it sounds best for whoever's sitting in it. And then the control here for classic, rock, voice, jazz, or vocals. And I did play around with those, and they do sound very good. More bass in this car than you would think. And then it says microprocessed automatic air conditioner. In 1996, it wouldn't have been a brand new thing, but it still would have been quite new on most cars. The climate control AC. And then, of course, you have rear controls as well. You set the temperature that you want, and it does everything for you. Vents up here swing back and forth if you want them to, or they can stop if you want them to. Very cool. Lamps up here. Nice century look. Again, very 1960s. And, yeah, this is the car. So, I think Jacob's done. This is perfect for me because then I'm done at the same time. And, okay, so that will be the end of the report, Philip. If you have any questions, please let me know. The tires, there is some chance that they burst before they can be exported because of the age of them. Sometimes tires are okay just sitting there, but as soon as you start driving on them, they start deteriorating faster, and they are original 29-year-old tires now. And so do get some new tires as soon as it lands. Potentially get some new tires before it's exported. Okay, that's all for this one. If you have any questions, let us know. Thank you so much for watching, and have a nice day.